RP Hot 89.7 FM.
It's a fun station.
It hurts to love someone and not be loved in return. But what is more painful is to love someone and never find the courage to let that person know how you feel. Maybe God wants us to meet a few wrong people before meeting the right one, so that when we finally meet the right person, we will know how to be grateful for that gift. Love is when you take away the feeling, the passion and the romance in a relationship and find out you still care for that person. A sad thing in life is when you meet someone who means a lot to you, only to find out in the end that it was never meant to be, and you just have to let go. When the door of happiness closes, another opens, but oftentimes we look so long at the closed door that we don't see the one which has been opened for us. The best kind of friend is the kind you can just be with, never say a word, and then walk away feeling like it was the best conversation you've ever had. It is true that we don't know what we've got until we lose it, but it's also true that we don't know what we've been missing until it arrives. Giving someone all your love is never an assurance that they'll love you back. Don't expect love in return. Just wait for it to grow in their heart. But if it doesn't, be content it grew in yours. There are things you'd love to hear that you would never hear from the person whom you would like to hear them from. But don't be so deaf as not to hear it from the one who says it from their heart. Never say goodbye if you still want to try. Never give up if you still feel you can go on. Never say you don't love a person anymore if you can't let go. Love comes to those who still hope, although they've been disappointed. To those who still believe, although they've been betrayed. To those who still need to love, although they've been hurt before. And to those who have the courage and faith to build trust again. It takes only a minute to get a crush on someone, an hour to like someone, and a day to love someone. But it takes a lifetime to forget someone. Don't go for looks, they can deceive. Don't go for wealth, even that fades away. Go for someone who makes you smile, because it takes only a smile to make a dark day seem bright. Hope you find the someone that makes you smile.
You better listen to this station.
RP Hot.
Rainy days, another time I'll miss you the most. Sunshine or nighttime, that need a rise above. Daylight or moonlight, this is what you should know. All girls are not girls, but you my lucky to show. So let me love you, girl, now. Let me love you now. Come on, make me over. Come and show me how. We will be together. Yes, this is what I see. So let me love you, girl, now, baby, you and me. Long hair and nice eyes, it's not what I would see. Love needs no fashion doll, but only you for me. Time has no essence if it's not holding you. Oh, you are the meaning, making love so true. So let me love you, girl, now. Let me love you now. Come and make me over. Come and show me how we would be together. Yes, yes, this is what I see. So let me love you, girl, now, baby, baby, you and me. For if you know the answer, baby, baby, don't ask the question. And if you know the path, please don't ask me the way. 'Cause you know what I know, and they know what I would say. Oh, so let me love you, girl, now. Let me love you now. Come and make me over. Come and show me how we will be together. Yes, yes, this is what I see. So let me love you, girl, now, baby, you and me. Na 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 na.
Well, this is good afternoon to you. Welcome to this edition of The Love Show, right here on this your favorite channel, RP the Hot One, the hottest station in the land. And that song there, it is the theme song for The Love Show, done by myself, Lucretia, created by Cleon, DJ Cleon, I think his name is. Nonetheless, good afternoon to you, Cleon. And right now I want to focus the show on what's important. And what's important today is what I have to talk about from you faithful, committed listeners and my Facebook followers. I have quite a full list here before me. But I want to thank you for spending time and for agreeing to spend time with me today on this very great network, RP the Hot One. I'm Professor Love, and one of the things I want to start off with today is that poetic saying that I usually start the program with. It is caption meaning, or the meaning of love. If you listen to that carefully, if you follow the sentences, the words that the gentleman uses in what he describes as the attributes of love, the extension to how we see love, or we want to wear that kind of blanket. What I would say, however, is that one of the lines that came in that little piece of artwork, I think it's a fabulous piece of artwork, it is that it hurts to love someone who doesn't love you back. That is one. And secondly, sometimes you don't hear the things that you want to hear from the people you want to hear it from. And sometimes when you do hear it from other people, you do not appreciate the value simply because you did not hear it from the person you want to hear it from. You know, this leads me to say that it is unfair when people try to cause other people to do what they want them to do, and it's sometimes take it to the extreme, which is impractical, impossible for those individuals to deliver, to do what their lover or their partner is asking of them to do. It is really practically impossible. But in the name of love, some people make the sacrifices. But where does it get them? Nowhere. So on that meaning there, I want us to extend to you listeners right now that the message is not credible based on who brings it or who delivers the message. It is the content of the message that matters, not the content of the person who brings the message or delivers the message. You remember those days when we had to wait on the postman to deliver a mail? All we were concerned about is that the postman is ringing. If we do not have a mailbox, then what is it we do? We know exactly on Tuesdays or Wednesdays, the mailman comes around. In our minds, we are not thinking about if the mailman is attractive, if the mailman is short or tall or strong or black or white. We are not interested in the content of the person. All we are concerned about is that we get a visit from the mailman, because we are concerned about the message, the envelope that will come. If we can transform that same principle and discipline and ambition to a relationship, maybe our relationships will last. Maybe they'll be more successful. Maybe we will actually say that we experience a true relationship. But instead, what do? If somebody tries to be nice to us, we always look at the person's face, or their body structure, or their race, or their religion. We pay less attention to the content of their actions towards us. And because they do not fit the profile we have in our heads, or the kind of people we want to be nice to us, we reject those people. We turn them down. We insult them. And even when we find some kind of interest from the people that we want to be interested in us, it's usually fake. And we celebrate that. We talk about it. We are so happy, so joyful. But then what happened? It doesn't last for long. Because the person that we are so into, they're not into us. But the people who are into us, the people who are concerned about really demonstrating to us the true nature of love, we reject them. We turn them down because they do not look like the people on television. She doesn't look like Rihanna. He doesn't look like Denzel Washington or Shah Rukh Khan. Exactly like what the gentleman in the meeting said. We may not hear from the people we want to hear it from, but at least the people who are telling us, they are telling us from their hearts. And that's what matters, not their faces. It's the content of their heart that matters. My father always would tell us as boys, son, whenever you decide to date a girl or lady, do not determine her role in your life based on the size of her body. My father would say, love has nothing to do with the woman's externals, what she looks like, the clothes she wears. Have absolutely nothing to do with that. He says, get to know her. Make sure that the content of her heart is beautiful, not the body. And if her heart is beautiful, that's all that matters. Whether she's tall or short or skinny or fat, it matters not. What matters is how she treats you. And I've carried that throughout my life. I am not interested in what a woman looks like from the outside. All right, let's go now to what I have to answer on Facebook. This is The Love Show. In case you just joined me, I'm now live on RP The Hot One. Of course, this is your favorite channel in all of the land. I like to hear people say that. Hey, I heard you on RP. My gosh, I listen to RP all the time. That's very nice. Thank you. Keep listening to RP all the time. Anyway, let's go first to The first thing I want to answer via Facebook messaging, it is this young man says, "Hello, Professor Love. Can you please answer this in your radio show today? I met my girlfriend via Facebook. Before I met her, I always used to click on her pictures because she's attractive and she's sexy and she always posts sexy pictures. We got together, I got to know her, she's a wonderful girl, and I told her that since you met me now, you don't have a need to put any more sexy pictures on Facebook. It has been 3 months since we are together, but she still posts the sexy pictures, and I told her that I am uncomfortable with that, but she told me that it's my problem. If I don't like it, then I have to come off of her Facebook page or stop looking at her Facebook page. I love her and I don't want to lose her. What should I do?" Well, my friend, thanks for first of all sending me that message there. It's a joy for me to respond to you. Well, I don't know the reason why your girlfriend is posting her sexy pictures on Facebook. Maybe she likes the attention she gets. Maybe it does something to her personality. Maybe she is insecure and that's the only way she feels good about herself, in exposing herself to the world and having men comment on her picture or telling her all kinds of naughty things. Maybe that turns her on. And if she did it before she met you, you should have understood that you met her like that. And if you met her like that, it's either you leave her alone or be prepared that she will not give it up. The fact that she tells you that whether you like it or not, it's your problem, she's not really concerned about your opinion or your feelings, it meant that she's doing that for her. And you certainly have no say when it comes to her private life. The decision is up to you right now. You see, we have to teach people how to treat us. It is her body. If she feels comfortable exposing her body, then it is not for me or for you to tell her that, she shouldn't do that. After all, that's where you saw her. If you needed somebody who is not into that kind of thing, then you should have avoided her, because, Facebook is the last place you want to look for love. I understand that this is not just about her putting her pictures on Facebook. You are somehow insecure because the fact that you got her on Facebook, you think that other guys will get her too. The fact that you fell in love with her from her pictures, you are scared that other guys will also fall in love with her from her pictures. Now that is normal. It's okay to be insecure or to feel insecure and things like that. But I've said on my previous shows, if you go to the clubs and you find love in the clubs, and you expect that the lady or the guy you met and fall in love with from the clubs are going to change just because you fall in love with them, it's a chance you're taking. If you met them in the club, then maybe they will stay in the club. You have to know what you want from a relationship or from someone in a relationship. You have to know what you expect. If you're expecting somebody who takes pride in her body and who will not expose her body to the world or Facebook or whatever it is, then you have to look elsewhere. Or when you're getting to know the people, these are things you have to talk about. You cannot wait until you fall in love or you have a strong relationship then to say, hey, you know what, I don't like this, or I don't like that, or I don't like this, and it's too late. You have to discuss your likes and your dislikes before you get into bed, before you take it to the next level. All of these things you have to get off the table. And if you do not like what you hear, then you quit. Or you just say, hey, let's just be friends with benefits. You live your life, I live my life, and that's it. You do what you want, I do what I want. And the whole friends with benefit thing, it's something I have to talk about on another show. But for now, to this guy, the decision is yours. And for you to say you're in love after 3 months, oh, come on. I mean, could be something else. If you love her, you have to trust her. If she's comfortable posing her pictures and that makes her feel happy, then don't take away her happiness. Love her as she is. That's how you met her. If she has to, if there is any change that has to be made, then let her change because she wanted to change. Let her change because she sees the need to change, and not because you are pressuring her to change because of your own insecurities. All right, so good luck with your relationship, and let's hope that you and your girlfriend can arrive at some kind of compromise sometime in the future. But for now, let me go to the next point I have. This is the Love Show. In case you're joining me now, you're tuned to RP the Hot One, and I want to spend the time just talking about the issues and playing less music because of the many people who were telling me that, hey, why do you play so many songs on Saturdays? We want to hear you talk, not to play music. So I'm gonna play less songs on the show and talk about more issues. Okay, this young lady sent me another message here. Before that, we have to take a break, and when I come back from the break, we're going to continue with the show. Stay tuned. Yes, welcome back. This is the Love Show right here on Radio RP, the Hot One, 89.7 FM. Yeah, I just lost my flow there for a bit. Nonetheless, so many messages are coming through. I have to see which I can deal with. All right, this one here is from a young lady, and apparently she is a housewife, and she says, hello, Professor Love. Can you talk about why housewives cannot pursue other classes? If they're not educated, they can't find jobs, then they can go and have extra lessons and make themselves more aware. Well, my dear, thank you for actually sharing that message with me. But I tell you what, there are certain areas that I do not want to get into, but I will just briefly touch on that. When it comes to rules of the family, it is for the couple to decide what they do and how they do what they do. Okay? There are some men who are not comfortable with their wives working. Some men are not comfortable with their wives working because, one, maybe the man provides enough money for his family. Maybe they have children and he would rather his wife stay at home and take care of the children while he goes out and work. Maybe he doesn't trust his wife. Maybe she cannot find a job. There are many, many reasons why. But if you're talking about the reason where the man just don't want the wife to work because he says she cannot work, well, that's a different issue. That's a different issue. If it's that, then no one has the right to put conditions on anyone's life or their future. Whether a woman is married or she's dating or she's a house, whatever it is, if that woman wants to work, it's her prerogative, it's her right, it's her God-given social, legal right to work. It's also her legal, social, God-given right to educate herself. No man has the right to tell a woman she cannot educate herself, she cannot work, she has to be a housewife. That is not the role of a woman. The role of a woman is not to be a housewife. If she wants to be a housewife, it's her decision. They have to come to that agreement. not based on any threat from the man that if you go to work, I'll leave you or I'll this or I'll that. If she wants to work, let her work. I'm saying this now. So if you are the young lady and you have a problem with your husband not wanting you to work because he says you cannot work or because he says you cannot study, then you need to get counseling from, if you're married, you need to get the elders of your family or get a counselor to talk to him, because there are some men who have such big egos that their ego get the best of their judgment. It's not fair for any man to do that to his wife, to tell her that she cannot work because he don't want her to work. He has no good reason why, just because he wants to be the boss or he wants to show that he has control. Nobody should be in relationships like that or marriages like that. You're not a child, you're not a property. You don't belong to the man, you belong to the marriage, not the man. Marriage is an institution where two persons occupies, and from that institution of marriage you have the family that comes out of that and so many other things. So it's not the man's position to govern the wife and say, you do what I tell you to do. No way, doesn't happen. If you want to work, go get a job. You want to study, go study. That's how it is. It's your decision, not his. You want to talk about it, you talk about it with him, but he does not have the last say. You have the last say. All right, on that issue there. So let's see what else we have on the program today. So many things. I want to, at the top of the hour, to encourage people, because a lot of people spend a lot of time on the internet, and they spend time especially on Facebook. I want to encourage you to go to Google and do some research. If you have questions, especially questions about your health, questions about whatever it is that you need to know, you need to learn something. Instead of learning it from these Facebook posts that people are putting up and they have no ideas what they're writing, just go to Google and go to the archives or go to the national libraries and research. Find out from the experts, from scientists. And having said that, I want to encourage people to take advantage of the uses of water. You know, that's something I want to share with you. Water is very, very, very essential, very important to your health, to your well-being, and I think more people need to use water, to consume water. And one of the ways some doctors are encouraging people that the first thing when you wake in the morning, before you go use the toilet, you drink a glass of water. You see what that does, it helps, it aids in the production of red blood cells. It also helps you to cleanse your colon, your kidney. It does wonders to your body. It keeps your skin clean, your skin healthy. Try water every day. Yes, certainly it is a fun station. RP the Hot One. Yes, it's the hottest station in the land, I would say again. And right now, let us go to the next issue I have to deal with today on the show. Okay, now this one here is what really got to me. The lady asked, why is it that when an older woman is in a relationship with a younger man, she has to do everything for him? And she says, this is not just what I heard from one person. I heard this from a few of my girlfriends who have dated younger men. They seem to have the same problem. Now, the question I would rather ask is this a problem that women get generally from men? Or it's just a problem that women get from an older woman dating a younger man? When you say have to do everything, she explained that they live together and she has to cook for him, wash his clothes, feed him, buy the groceries, pay all the bills, pay his bills, buy his clothing, practically take care of him as though he is her son. You get the point. Well, my dear, listen. I don't know if it's something to do with an older woman and a younger man, but I have heard from women who are dating older men, and they're young, and they seem to have the same problem. So this is not something that is unique to an age gap in relationships, that younger men like to exploit older women because they think that by giving an older woman love, they are doing her a favor. So she has to now pay them or invest in them for them to stay. If that is the way these guys are thinking, I think you need to find out very soon. Find out if that's the way they're thinking. And if that is the way they're thinking, then you have to dump them. I mean, end the relationship. You know, they say on the street that older the berry, sweeter the juice. But I don't know what they say about younger berries. I really don't know, but I know that the older berries are sweeter. That's what they say. So if it is that some older women date younger men because the younger man is sweeter, I don't know, then you have to base your love not on sex or the bedroom. Okay? You have to base your love based on how the person treats you. And I think older means more matured, more responsible, more well set. So if you're trying to find a man that is supposed to have it all together, then I think an older man will be your best bet. Or if you have to find a younger man, then he must be a younger man who is matured and not a younger man that you have to babysit. If you have to babysit him, then he's a kid. And if you want a kid, you just adopt a boy to raise him as your son. You don't date a man who is a kid hoping that he will be a man in a relationship. You know, life is short. Don't waste your time behind these guys who just want us to be gold diggers to women. Let them go. That's my take on that. All right, the next one is, my ex is spending more time with his kids. Oh, come on, my dear. I don't even think this should be a question for me to answer or something for me to talk about, because nobody should be even making this an issue. Anyway, this young lady says she had a fight with her boyfriend. I mean, it's not ex. Sorry, this is wrong. My boyfriend is spending time with his kids, meaning his ex's kids, which would be his kids also. So the thing about it is, if your boyfriend, she says she had a fight with her boyfriend because he visits his children and she don't like that. She wondered why is it that the children cannot come where they are. Well, let me put it this way. Nobody has the right to tell anybody how they live with their children. Because this young lady in question also has kids. And her kids go to their father. And I suppose her boyfriend has nothing against that. But for her boyfriend to go and spend time with his kids, she has a problem with that. And the reason for this, it is because she is afraid that when he goes to spend time with his kids, he is going to see his ex there. And if he sees the ex there, maybe some spark will come alight. And if some spark comes alight, maybe he will start to want her or miss her and all these kinds of things that they think about. That is basically the reason why. If you don't want your boyfriend or your husband to go and visit his own children, is because you are afraid that maybe he will still have some feelings for the mothers of his children. That's it. There's nothing else to that. If the man would have feelings for the mothers of his kids, he wouldn't want you, would he? He would not date you. He will just go back to the mothers of his kids. he will go back to the mother of his children and just stay with her. All right, so it's nonsense, really. Let the man visit his children. Let the woman spend time with her kids. Don't get in the way of people and their children. It is something very ugly to do. How can you be jealous of children? Come on. If you want to impress your husband or your boyfriend that you are a good woman and you love children, then you should give him all the time he needs to spend with his children because you love children. But instead, you're jealous of the man's kids. That is not a good sign for any successful relationship. I will tell him, if he has to choose his children. Because you know why? You can always find a girlfriend. You can always get a wife. You can always find people to date. But you cannot always find children of your own. So while you have the chance to be with your kids, spend time with your kids, don't let any woman or any man stand in the way. Leave them if you have to. Hold on to your children. That's my take on that. So I did not answer that in favor of the lady because, like I said, I am not going to tell people what they want to hear. I'll tell them exactly how I feel on the issue. All right, here is another interesting one that I think you should listen to. Really, if nobody's, if you have not heard about this before, then you hear it here the first time. Usually, and these are all the questions I get from Facebook. Today, two ladies asked me to deal with this. But this one here is from a guy. He says, "Hello, Professor Love. My girlfriend is always accusing me of cheating. When she calls me and I cannot answer the phone, immediately she sends me messages cursing me out and saying that I'm with another girl. That is why I can't answer her. She sends me apps at 12 midnight and sometimes call me early in the mornings, and if I cannot answer, we fight and she quarrels, and what can I do? Dump her." Should I repeat that for my friend there? Okay, I think I should. Let me see if I can go at it again. You need to dump her. You need to let her go. You need to forget about her. Yes, that's my take. You need to do that. Love is not about trying to nurture people and babysit people and rock them to sleep, and every time you have to tell them, "Oh no, honey, I'm not doing that. Please don't think like that. Don't be negative. It's not like that. I'm tired. I need to sleep. You cannot call me at 12 o'clock. You cannot text me at 1 a.m. You cannot do that. Not because I don't answer the phone. When you call me, it means I'm with another girl." I mean, it's a waste of time when you have to say that all the time. It's a waste of time. Seriously. It's your phone. If you don't want to answer the phone, then don't answer the phone. If she wants to think that you're with another woman, that's her problem. And if she's constantly accusing you of cheating, you need to start looking at her. Maybe she is doing it. And because of the guilt she has inside, she always wants to create the first punch so that you will not suspect that she might have done it or she's doing it. But in light of that, nobody wants to be in a relationship like that. I think you should dump her. Really, it's your girlfriend, it's not your wife, so just forget about her. Find somebody else. You don't stay in a relationship because the sex is sweet. It's crap. Anybody, when you have sex with anybody, it's sweet. There is no particular person you can say, well, she is better than she or whatever it is. No. They're all the same. So what you need to do is to choose someone based on the respect they have for you, based on how they treat you, based on how they communicate to you. But if they're always cussing you out and calling you names and telling you that you're cheating or you're with somebody else, just leave her. And I want to turn this around because this is a guy who is having this experience. But there are women who are going through that every day. If they cannot answer the phone on time, the man thinks she's with another man. If they cannot answer the app on time, he thinks that they're busy apping somebody else. I mean, it's bold. It's really bold. It's nonsense. It's terrible. It's ridiculous. How could you do that? You never know what the person might be doing. They might be in the toilet. They might be having a conversation with their parents. They might be doing something important other than waiting for your call. And because they cannot answer the phone when you call them, it means that they're with somebody else. Look, if you have to go through that in relationships, you need to end those kinds of relationships. Do not invest your emotions in these idle stupidities. Do not invest in those things. They need to get a life. The people who are constantly accusing you of cheating and all these things, let them go get a life if they don't have a life, because they're trying to cost you your life. Let them go live somewhere else and molest somebody else. Just forget about it. It's ridiculous. You need people who are confident, people who are strong, people who have it together, people who will inspire you, people who will want you to be with them, to motivate you. That is what you need from people when you have a relationship, because it's not just about that. It's not just about sex. When the sex is finished, you have to deal with the real person. And that is what you have to deal with. Somebody nagging at you every day because they can't get you when they want to get you. It means you're with somebody else. What were you doing when you were single? Your life was happy. You could go to bed at 6 o'clock. You could talk to anyone you want to talk to. You can turn your phone off whenever you want to turn your phone off, without anybody saying, why was your phone off? Maybe you were with her or with him, or why couldn't you take my calls? What were you doing? No, when you were single, you could do all these things with nobody spewing these negative things into your ears. So why should you tolerate it when you are dating? That is not what love is about. Now I'm saying to you, you need to drop it. When they're constantly nagging to you like that, just drop it, man. Just get somebody else who can love you and respect your space and your privacy. End the relationship with the lady. That's what I would do. So I'm telling you to do that. Good. All right, let's hope that that goes your way. Let me get through to this last one quickly, and I'll have to continue the rest next week. But right now, there's so many, I have to deal with this last one. Can you talk about the men who are pretending to be women just to spy on their wives? Yes, I will talk about that, because it's so important to talk about. Some people would not believe that these things actually happen, but I tell you, they do. They do. There are men who create fake Facebook accounts, and they buy special phones. They create WhatsApp accounts and all these things just to spy on their wives and their girlfriends. I don't know why the heck. Look, listen. I really don't know what to say. I don't know how to word this thing. I don't know what to say. This is beyond being a loser. This is beyond being insecure and stupid and dumb. This is beyond that. You're going to create a Facebook account with a fake identity just to send your wife message or friend's request, to chat with her, to see how she chats, to see if she's flirting with strange men. That's what you do? Apparently, this young lady who sent me this message, she had the experience. You know, it's dangerous. That is why I always tell people, get to know the person. When you're dating someone, if you see signs of control or insecurity early, don't get in relationships. Don't get married. Don't do these things. All right, don't do these things. You know, I heard on the news today, one of the radio station news today, where a young lady, I think it's all over the internet, a young lady from India, she called off her marriage because she asked her bride-to-be, her bridegroom-to-be, her husband-to-be, to calculate simple. I think it's about, he had to add 37 and 7, I think. Something like that, but he had to add two numbers. To add two numbers. It's like 11 and 11. 11 plus 11 is 22. He had to add something like that. And he couldn't. He could not add two simple numbers. And what she did, she just called off the wedding. She says, I can't marry you. You're illiterate. You're dumb. You're stupid. Now, why do you think that happened? Because her parents matched her up. So she never met the man. She never socialized with the man. She did not know what this man is all about. But her parents decided that. So when she decided to go on the wedding day, before they say, I do, she says, I want to ask you a simple question. Now, I want to applaud that woman. I want to give my thumbs up. I want to give my love and my support for a woman like that, that took a stand for her life, her future, and for herself. Because had she not done that, she would have been stuck with a dumb, illiterate man who cannot add two simple numbers for the rest of her life. How could she have kids from somebody like that? How could she be proud of somebody like that? And I think she should be an example to every other woman. Don't settle for what people give you. Settle for what you think you deserve. Because her parents gave her a man who was illiterate, stupid, dumb, couldn't read, couldn't write, couldn't add. And she stood up and said, I'm not going to take that. I do not want to marry this guy because he's stupid. And she turned the wedding off. She called the wedding off. And everybody had to go along with her decision. In the same way I'm saying to you women now, your life is in your hands. Your future is in your hands. It is not in anybody's hands. If you have to make a decision on your life, when it comes to your relationship or marriages, it's your decision. It's no husband or parents or society. It's your decision. Be like this woman from India. And she said, I'm not going to marry an illiterate. And she did not marry the illiterate. If you're going to get married to any man, make sure you get married to a man or date a man who respects you, who loves you, and who reaches your standards. That is what I want to leave you with today. Get married, start relationships, date people that can motivate you, that can inspire you, that can make your life easier, that you can love, that you can see yourself with in another 20, 30, 40 years. Get to know them. This is not just about sex. It's about your future and what's right for you. Until next week, I'll deal with the rest of the issues I have. This is Professor Love saying have a wonderful week ahead. Take care of yourself and your families, and remember, the first pillar of love is self-love. Loving yourself. From me to you. And if you have not caught the program, you'll get it on Facebook. I'll be uploading it on YouTube so you can watch it again. But from RP the Hot One, to all you hot fans and hot listeners, enjoy. We love you. God bless. And we leave right now with the theme song, Let Me Love You Girl. From me to you. Bye-bye now.
Rainy days, another time I miss you the more. Sunshine on night time, that neither I suppose. Daylight to moonlight, this is what you should know. All girls are not girls, but you're my lucky to show. So let me love you, girl, now. Let me love you now. Come and make me over. Come and show me how. We will be together, yes, this is what I see. So let me love you, girl, now, baby, you and me. Long hair and nice eyes is not what I would see. Love needs no fashion, dog, but only you.